All right, so you have just made your way through this swamp and fought some shamblers and have arrived to the door of this crumbling, decaying monastery that until now wasn't something that you were sure definitely did or did not exist. Even though this is technically not very far from where you live, this is all very new for you. You've just arrived here. There is a storm going on around you. You are covered in swamp gunk. You are tired. You have spell splots.
Your spell
splots are all fucked up and gunked up with swamp water. And the door has just been opened to you. And at the door is a figure in a similar robe as Sawslip is, but this is a much taller, older, grizzled figure. And as they open this door to you and the lightning is striking around you, you heard that deep, mournful, pained, moaning sound echoing through the stone walls of this monastery as this door was opened. And why don't we just start, with checking in on your feelings about this?
Oh, I'm feeling real good.
Cool.
Feeling awesome.
Hell yeah.
Except not.
What?
Oh shit, I just realized my fan is still going. Can you hear it?
Not on the thing, but probably in the recording. So.
Let me turn it off.
Exactly.
Hold on.
Yeah.
So if that fan is in there in Audacity, that was the sound of the storm outside. As you are ushered into the antechamber, the stone antechamber insulates the sound of the storm and this, I mean, I wasn't going to have this guy, allow you inside right away, but for the sake of explaining the fan noise, you were let inside.
The storm swooshed across the recording until we got inside.
Or alternately, Bitsy could just repeat her one line, because I can isolate it from...
No.
Okay.
I did so much mental
Okay, all right.
work.
You're okay. The very fan-like storm outside, yes.
The fan-like storm outside is just stopped.
Look,
now.
I might have some real storm outside, so that's cool.
Right?
That's rad. Well, that's rad. That's perfect and rad. Because that's what's happening. But now that the fan noise is gone, you stepped into the antechamber, but not inside the actual monastery. And, so yeah, you have this figure, this hooded figure, in a deep gray, ashy robe with the golden emblem in the front. And they let you in so that you're able to get out of the storm, and then they cross their hands in front of them and they stand there and wait for you to explain why you're there.
We shuffle little Sawslip right up to the front.
So you just push Sawslip up?
Yup.
Yep.
Okay.
Friday's wiping her face with one hand and shaking off the rain from her shirt and hands and just, ugh.
All right. So instead of handing it over to you, I guess I'll just keep going.
I mean, we've gone to his place, I don't feel like it's our place to go explaining ourselves.
So you push Sawslip to the front. Hello, Elder Elm. So he refers to this figure as Elder Elm, and he puts his hood back up, so his face is covered again, and he does this little bow and this hand to his chest, and is obviously, it seems a lot more unsure of himself, and has gone back to the original posture and demeanor when you first met him when he wasn't speaking. And this taller figure in the robe is just watching as he bows, and then you can't really see the facial features. You can just kind of see the beard pouring out from the darkness underneath his hood. And he
Pour
scans.
out a cup of beard for me, please.
Yeah, he's just got a whole free-flowing spout of beard coming out of there. And he
What kind of beard you got on tap there, bud?
Killian's red.
You've brought outsiders here. And Sawslip just bows deeper. And this tall figure pulls his hood back, so you're able to see this face of this very grizzled, older elf, which, for all of you, is a pretty unusual sight. Seeing elves past adventuring age isn't super common, unless you are living in a town with them. So he's pulls down his hood and addresses your group. And why have you been brought here?
Well, we're trying to figure out, I guess, how to talk to the dead.
Lucy comes up beside you and hooks her arm through yours, and she seems kind of shaken up by this. She wasn't too pleased by the storm or what it's done to her dress and her very expensive wig, and she's holding tight onto your arm and just kind of nods and agrees with you.
And Friday kind of like pats her hand.
You all have somebody you wish to speak to.
Well, not all.
Not me personally, but my friend here does.
He looks at Lucy and she nods again. She says, I was hoping that I could just speak to my... And she trails off, and Elder Elm interjects. This is not a performance or a service that we provide for paying customers. This is sacred, what we do here. This is our connection to our fallen family.
Okay. That's kind of what she wants. Lucy does not want to have this performed. She wants to get in touch with her dead husband.
Lightning strikes outside, very close. You can almost hear it tearing apart one of the swamp trees close outside. He seems to only half listen to what you say, looks past you to the door, and then looks back down. We will not condemn anyone to death by turning them away during a storm. You may stay here for the night. We will show you your quarters. You are not allowed to wander the grounds as you please. Once a storm passes, you'll be asked to leave.
And this whole time, Friday's eyebrows are just inching up and up and up and up and up.
Lucy says, Really, I don't mean any disrespect. I heard that you were able to... And he interjects again, and he looks at Sawslip and says, I don't know what other people told you that we are able to do. It is not a service that we offer to others. Whether or not it is something that we are able to do is irrelevant. She clenches to your arm tighter and just nods. Sawslip is silent.
And again, those eyebrows are like high, but her eyes are getting narrow now, and she's like, I
don't suppose you take special circumstances into consideration.
Special circumstances?
Well, you see, our friend here happens to be married to somebody who may or may not have killed her first husband. You could see why she might like to have a discussion about that, right?
His lip curls in disgust. He doesn't look moved by this at all. What the secular world does not concern us.
So it's fine with you if she's just murdered. That's okay. So we should just go back out now into the storm then, yes?
As I said, we will not condemn anyone to death by sending them back out into the storm.
But you would condemn her to the death of possibly being murdered by the same person who murdered her first husband.
Why don't you roll a persuasion?
Ooh.
Ooh, sexy.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
22.
22, okay. He really takes a moment. In fact, do you want to give me like one more sentence on your point on this?
She has come to you not for a performance, but seeking assistance for her life. Don't you think that that's something important if you could grant that?
The world outside of our home here murders and deceives and performs all manner of sins. We do not adhere to or partake in the idea of marriage, of any of these institutions. This is not part of our culture or our understanding.
Well, put aside the issue of marriage entirely. The important thing here is that someone in her life who has the ability to inflict injury on her at any time may be responsible for the loss of a loved one. You can understand those terms, certainly.
Certainly I can. In which case, she is welcome to stay here as long as she needs to evade danger, even once the storm is done. He turns and opens the door at the end of the antechamber into the rest of the monastery. Sawslip follows after him, leads you into the main room of this monastery, which, as you step in, the majority of this building is made up of blackened stone. It does not look like stone that was originally this deep in color, but it is covered in soot and rot. There are holes in the walls. There are pieces of these bricks and stones missing. But for the most part, once you walk into here, there's this large cylindrical room.
Like a tower, or just a cylindrical room that stops at the first floor?
Like a tower.
Okay.
But with single-story hallways stretching out from different ends of this tower.
Got it.
So from the antechamber into a hella fucking tower, and then a bunch of little like normal size hallways going into different areas.
Hella fucking tower is the name of my next album.
Hella fucking tower. And all with this just like black, wet looking slimy stone, but with large swaths of the stone are painted gold. Some parts almost like gold powder or like gold dust. Some is very liquid looking gold. There's just huge patches of the black covered in gold, and it's just sort of going over or mixing with, in some places, swamp juice that is exuding from these stones. You walk in, and there's a large group of more ashen-clad in there, all with their hoods up. You see some beards, some just very long, gray curls of hair coming from the side out of these hoods. Sawslip has had his back to you for a bit now and looks very shaken up. You have a group of ashen-clad in here who are blocking off different areas of this tower and really only allowing a pathway to one specific hallway on the opposite end of this antechamber that you are exiting, making it very obvious that they are expecting you to go down this single hallway as Elder Elm walks that way, presumably leading you to these rooms that he's promised you.
Friday's gonna follow, but she's gonna have her hand, like, resting at her hip. Not on her dagger, but next to her dagger.
I'm following, but I'm just looking around for some more details, decorations.
Oh, is Smooth River still with us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
So yeah, he's just been pretty quiet.
Okay. Just checking.
Yeah, he's behind.
Oh no, we left him in the swamp shit.
Oh no.
Oh no. So yeah, Lucy has her arm looped through yours. Sawslip is ahead of you. Smooth is behind y'all, being pretty quiet, ears perked up, looking around at all of this, eyes really caught by the gold paint and all of that.
Okay, well, lead the way. These rooms have a roof over them, right?
You are led down this hallway. Elder Elm does not even acknowledge that you've asked the question.
And when he's not looking, Friday, like, totally sticks her tongue out his back. Like,
From this lineup of other ashen-clad, you just see one point out an accusing arm and finger at you. Just like, I see that. They don't say anything, but they just point at you. But he leads you to a doorway and opens it and gestures a hand toward Matthias to go in.
I'll go in.
All right, you go in. He shuts the door behind you and then keeps walking. The next door, he gestures specifically to you, Friday, to go in.
and she just kind of grunts and follows his lead.
Lucy tries to follow along with you, and he puts out a hand to stop her. And she very reluctantly lets go of your arm. And he shuts the door behind you. And you hear footsteps going down the hallway. And doors open as this happens again for Lucy and for Smooth.
Okay, so my first question is, windows in the room, yes or no?
There is a single carved out slot a foot wide,
Damn it.
3 feet tall.
Like an arrow
that
window.
shows the outside. Yeah.
Okay, so what's in the room with me? I'm assuming a bed and some candles, yes?
The same for both of you. You have this impossibly tiny window, straw beds, and little what's it called? What's the thing with the little finger hook through it that holds a candle?
Candelabra?
Nah, but it's sort of the one.
Just a candle holder. Just
like a can. Is that all it's called? It's just a can. Huh.
Like one of those little cups with a finger hook?
Yeah.
I think that's just a candle holder.
With a finger hook. With a finger loop. Ooh. Antique brass candlestick holder with finger loop, $71.45. That's what's in your room.
I'm glad you gave us a monetary value on that.
Oh, but you could get one off of eBay for $3.99.
There you go.
So, but yeah, a candle holder with a finger loop, a wooden desk, and a basin with some water in it, and a little separate water cup.
Okay, I'm switching over to my rogue character sheet. Because, not putting up with this. So I'm gonna wait, call it an hour.
Okay.
In that hour, I'm going to spend some time making sure I have my arrows all stocked up and sharpened, my daggers all stocked up and sharpened, and then I'm gonna wait until I hear no movement at all within the exterior chamber and try to sneak out of my room.
Okay. All right.
Just to clarify, are all the walls stone?
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, I would love to know, what you're each doing within this hour.
Sharpening up my daggers, sharpening up
And
my arrows.
Matthias, what are you doing while Friday's doing all that?
Getting comfortable.
Okay. So Friday's doing a bunch of work. Matthias is just snuggling into the straw bed, trying to find a spot that's comfy.
I don't feel like he's trying to lay down, and I don't think he's real keen on the straw bed thing, but just trying to, find a nice comfortable place to sit and wait.
Okay. And Matthias, are you just completely you're waiting out the storm? You're just sitting there. You're not planning on doing anything?
Not at the moment.
Okay. So you're just big chilling. Okay.
Yeah, just been chilling for the moment. We'll see what shakes out.
Chilling like a villain.
All right, so Friday, as soon as you go to your door to leave, you actually hear a knock at your door. What do you do?
It's occupied. Who is it?
So you say it's occupied, and you hear Sawslip's voice go, "Oh, okay, sorry." And
Come
start to
in.
walk away.
Come in, Sawslip, come in.
Okay, so the door opens, and you see Sawslip with another figure that's closer in size to them. And they put their hood down, and it's another younger elf. And she kind of raises an eyebrow at you.
And I raise an eyebrow right back,
So you look at each other and raise opposite eyebrows.
Okay, well, this poker game isn't going to go very far. You're going to run out of eyebrows.
She switches eyebrows, switches back.
And Friday switches eyebrows and switches back.
She's got a couple in her pocket.
She
Picks one on top.
Suddenly it's a
Checks out.
Star Trek episode and everybody has 4 eyebrows.
We never established how many eyebrows we had. Wait a
No,
minute.
hold on. I think that the number of eyebrows is the number of daggers. Just 2. The normal number of eyebrows, the normal number of daggers, just 2.
What's your eyebrow situation? So she waggles her eyebrows at you suggestively.
Oh.
She says, are you the one who wants a seance or something?
You're a cultist?
We don't like to call ourselves that.
Okay, sure. You're a member of this fine, upstanding community organization?
I'm a member of the Ashenclad, yes.
Oh, boy. Okay. I don't
Is that a problem with you? Because I could just go.
No, that's fine. I don't need the seance, my friend. Lisa? Lisa? Fuck.
Who's Lisa?
Fucking hell. My friend Lucy does, not me.
She looks at Saucelip. Well, it was all of them. Together. They're a group. Okay, so let's go get Lisa Lucy, then, I guess.
Lisa Lucy in the cult jam.
She raises both of her eyebrows and flips her hair and walks down the hallway, and Saucelip kind of like shrugs at you apologetically and like waves for you, and you're gonna go and collect Lucy together.
And as we go, I knock on the door that Matthias was in.
Okay. Yeah, so they move down the hallway towards Lucy and Smooth's doors while you go and grab Matthias.
I go and open the door. Yes?
Come on, things are happening.
And?
And? Okay, don't you want to see what happens?
He just kind of tilts his head like he's thinking about it.
You dragged me into this and now you're playing coy. I see how it is.
I dragged you into this.
More than a little, yeah.
I dragged you into this.
Uh-huh.
How exactly do you believe that happened?
Because you're
As part of this revisionist history that you have going on in your head, where
Revisionist
certain things were
history?
said and other things weren't said.
Excuse me?
Yes,
Ugh,
you heard me.
she was your friend first. I'm just looking out for the two of you.
Well, go ahead and look out for her, dearie.
What is your problem?
You're my problem.
I beg your pardon?
That would be a good start, yes.
You had the temerity to lie to both of their faces, and now you're calling me out on that for saying something?
Does the phrase, between you and I, mean anything to you?
Oh my god. You have some nerve, you know that?
You have some nerve. You're the one playing both sides of this little mystery drama thing.
Playing both sides? I never liked the guy who hired me.
And yet you are working for him.
Wouldn't you? Take the gold and run?
You're working for him, and yet helping his wife.
Yeah, because I believe her a hell of a lot more than I believe him.
You're playing both sides, and yet you're mad at me.
Yeah, because you're...
Because I gave you information that I thought that you could handle.
And she's, like, staring at him for a moment.
And he just turns and just walks on down the hallway and leaves her there.
And as that happens, everybody's walking back your direction. So Saucelip and his friend have gathered Smooth and Lucy, and Saucelip's friend is leading, and she has pulled out a piece of paper from her robe. Okay, so the first thing is we're supposed to find a quiet room to use. So we could just go to my room, and she kind of like waves to the two of you to come back from where you're going down the hallway to go down to this door on the opposite side of the hall where your rooms were that leads to a staircase. And you're gonna go up this spiral staircase into this mini side tower, and she's going to lead you to her room. You're gonna stand outside the door. She's gonna gather you all there. Okay, so she folds up this piece of paper, puts it back into her robe. My name's Tresap. I don't really need to know what all of your names are, I guess, except for the person who, needs to talk to somebody. Lucy raises her hand, and she points to Lucy. You're the one who wants to talk to a dead person, right? Yes, I wanted to talk to my late husband. Tree Sap just kind of nods. Okay, so we're going to be doing this in my bedroom. So you all need to respect my space and not touch anything. We're just here to talk to this lady's dead husband and nothing else, okay? Do you all adhere to my rules?
Certainly.
Question, when you say touch anything, is it okay if I just sit, or are we standing in a circle, or what?
I'll let you know where and if you can sit. If you can touch anything. I haven't looked at... She pulls the paper back out and sighs heavily. Like, there's, like, some certain things or whatever that we have to touch or, like, stuff we have to do. But, like, I'll get there, okay? I'm just, like, trying to lay down the ground rules for walking inside my room first, okay?
I'm not gonna rummage through your frilly underthings drawers, honey, don't worry.
Thank you. I want to do it to yours, so...
Appreciate it. Not that I have frilly underthings, but appreciate it.
Okay. Me neither. Are we done being misogynistic at each other now?
I mean, no. I know
Okay.
plenty of men that have frilly underthings. I was in the guard. Trust me, plenty of men have frilly underthings.
You'll have to tell me about that later.
Done.
Thank you. Okay. She turns around and opens up her door. Her eyes went super wide.
And meanwhile, Matthias has just looked over at Smooth like, what's their problem with frilly underthings? Goodness.
Yeah, Smooth doesn't even look like he understands. This is like, oh, well, yeah, of course. I'll need to figure out what I can't remember what I had Smooth's voice. I think I've changed Smooth's voice like 3 times.
Butler noises at me.
Is all Smooth says. So you go in here, and this room it's still the weird oozing sort of black stone with random bits painted gold. There's a lot more gold coverage in this room than in the main room. And the stone seems like it's kind of been scrubbed. There's not as much active oozing from it currently. There's a canopy bed. There's one of those cool dressers, ivory white with gold trim on it, and a big mirror on top of it that has a frame, like a curvy white and gold frame around it. But like the mirror itself, the silver in the mirror is tarnished, so you can't really see an effective reflection in it. But it all looks very clean and very well taken care of. There's a brush sitting on there and a little makeup tray and stuff. This is a teen girl cultist's room in a decayed monastery.
Okay.
Teen girl cultist. Cool.
Yeah.
Does she have Lisa Frank stickers on her dresser? I must know.
Yeah, there's neon fucking pink and pastel blue sticker of a beholder with a
Yes!
bunch of really like
Yes!
huge
Okay.
pupiled eyes
I'm
on
sorry.
each eye stalk.
I'm sorry, time out. That must go in our merch shop
I
when
was
we
just
open
about
one.
to say.
That must go in our merch shop when we open one.
I have a real vivid image of this like Lisa
Same.
Frank beholder.
Lisa Frank Beholder, yes!
Yeah. That's just like that's like stuck in the middle of this the mirror that doesn't actually work. It's like on the glass of
Yes!
the mirror. She notices you noticing that, and she's like, pretty cool, right? I got that from a witch.
Excellent taste, well done.
Her name was Friesa Lank.
Oh,
She does like these spells where she captures the souls of weird monsters and then like condenses them and
Oh shit,
That
this is
binds-
this is turning into lore. I don't know if I like this. This was a joke and I don't know if I like this now.
Oh shit! Are the final boss at the end is gonna be Frieza Lang?
Frieza Lang. She's got just like in its entire book little pictures of all of the monsters that she has like eaten and consumed and taken their powers of and stuff.
Wow. Oh shit.
And she'll let you take some of the pictures from her book if she like thinks you're like cool, which I guess I am or whatever, so but yeah, she's eaten a beholder.
I take it back. This cannot be merch anymore.
Anyways, she
I can't wait to see it in the merch store when it's all like, by accepting this sticker and adhering it to any surface, you accept the consequences of...
You accept the curse of Frieza Lank.
And may or not result in the freeing of a beholder from its containment spell.
So she turns and she takes back out this piece of paper and unfolds it and looks at it. She's like, okay, so part 1 says we have to create the right atmosphere. And she has this box sitting at the foot of her bed, and she looks over at Sawslip. She's like, okay, so you need to help me put up these lights. And so they take out these like string lights, put them around the perimeter of the room, and she
plug them in.
Okay, so it says that we need to hold the seance in a place that holds spiritual meaning for us and others who will be present. So I don't know what this does for you, but my bedroom means something to me. And it doesn't give a lot of info on how to create the right atmosphere, but we put up the lights, so that's something. She just kind of shrugs. Okay, and the second part is invite people who believe in the spirit world. So I guess since you're here, you believe in this? Does everybody agree?
Certainly.
Sure.
Lucy and Smoothers nodding. Alright, so... Okay, yeah, so it's invite people who believe in the spirit world. Skeptics weaken the energy of the seance.
Uh-oh.
So, okay, nobody's here is a skeptic, right?
No, not at all.
Okay, it says don't invite someone who's deeply afraid of ghosts. Is anybody here deeply afraid of ghosts?
Oh, no, not at all.
You hear Smooth heartily protesting. Oh, no, not me. No. Ghosts and me are get along great. Okay. Yeah, don't invite someone who's deeply afraid of ghosts or who tend to get nervous when something out of the ordinary happens. So y'all are okay with out of the ordinary things?
Now that I can give you an unqualified yes.
Okay. The third thing, see, ask the sitters, so that's everybody who's here for the seance, to prepare basic questions for the spirit. Okay, I guess I probably should have asked you this before we got in here. Do you have basic questions for the spirit you want to talk to?
The big one. Were you killed? What's going on?
Okay. The examples it says is, are you okay? Are you around us? Do you think I'm on the right path? I feel like yours is more serious?
I mean, it's kind of a serious proposition.
I guess. Well, let's try asking, are you okay first, since that's what it says on this paper. Okay, set your table with the candles and ritual supplies you plan to use. Okay, so there's a nightstand that she has. She clears some stuff off of and puts a little, like, the finger loop and candle holder, $75 and whatever the fuck it was, in the middle of it with the candle. So this just says, okay, hold on, where are the supplies?
And in the back of her head, Friday is like, I can't believe we're about to do a seance with somebody who's reading the microwave directions.
Okay, so we have a table, we have a candle. Do you have anything that belonged to the person? And Lucy digs around, and her dress.
I was gonna say, excuse me, or what?
Her dress has hella pockets. She digs around in some of her dress pockets and pulls out this silver pen.
Can I just say, as a person with breasts, I actually would like breast pockets. I mean, under boob is one thing, but an actual pocket would be amazing.
All I ever used to use bras for was stashing shit in.
No, I'm not talking about bras. I'm talking about pockets. There's a difference.
Oh, yeah. Just like flesh pockets?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that would be rad.
Thank you.
If I could just fill those fuckers with gold doubloons,
Yes!
it wouldn't have gotten rid of them.
Exactly. That's all I'm saying.
God, I've got enough back problems. I don't need to fill them with gold doubloon. Jesus Christ.
So she brings out this silver pen, this ink pen that she hands over to this teenage cultist. Okay. Okay, and the last thing is the spirit board. And she goes to her dresser and opens the top drawer and pulls out a wooden board that has letters emblazoned in the front of it.
Oh my God.
And then she pulls out
Oh my God.
a planchette.
Oh God.
And she plops that down in the middle of this little table, and she's like, okay, everybody come over here and let's all join hands.
Oh my God.
Smooth and Lucy both sit down and join hands.
And I think, like, Friday ends up next to Matthias, because that's just how it shakes out, and she just kind of looks over at him and holds out her hand.
Matthias takes a breath and looks down at her hand and then up at her and reluctantly takes her hand.
And from your other side, Lucy takes your hand, Friday, and squeezes it. Tree Sap and Saw sit down. She looks at the paper again. She sets down the board with the letters emblazoned into it. I don't know if we actually need to hold hands, but I guess you can if you want to.
Matthias just rolls his eyes like, Jesus fucking Christ. Or, relevant deity.
I was gonna say, are you sure he wants to say that?
He didn't say it. That was me saying, like.
The vibe is
Yeah, okay.
saying Jesus fucking Christ.
Yes.
That Jesus fucking Christ vibe. She holds paper straight up to her face and is running a finger down it. And it's like, this is so, I don't know. And then Sawslip leans over to her and is like, I feel like I've seen other people hold hands. Yeah, I feel like I've seen them holding hands. I don't know. This paper, it says that, okay, you can to strengthen the spirit bonds, but then if we're doing the board, we have to use our hands on the planchette, so it's a different kind of one than what we've usually seen them do. Are you sure you know how to do? I told you, I'm not sure I know how to do this, actually. Because, this paper says, way different stuff than what we've spied on. So, I don't actually know. And they both look over at all of you. Okay, we're just gonna,
Spied
try,
on.
and just, try, whatever.
Spied on.
Yeah, we're not
Just
old enough to
try,
actually do the
whatever.
seances. Yeah.
Just try, whatever.
Excuse me, do you want help or not?
Sorry.
Lucy squeezes your hand. I don't mind still holding hands.
Maybe we can, alternate hands, and, one hand we can hold, and the other
One
hand we
hand-
can put
so,
on the
we can
planchette.
hold hands, and then we can put, yeah. Or we can like hold hands and put it both on the planchette, like whatever. It'll work out just fine. It's okay. Lucy seems very nervous. Tree Sap puts down the planchette on the board. Sawslip tries to take her hand and she like yanks it away. Now I'm leading, so I need both my hands, okay? And then she centers the planchette in the middle of the board. Okay, so like, I don't know. We could just like do a combination of things, I guess. Like some of you, if you just want to like be here for the vibes, to like make it a more welcoming atmosphere for the spirits, and if you're like into actually getting the words out, you can put a hand on the planchette or whatever, and we'll just kind of try to do all of this stuff at the same time and we see who we get. And then she picks up the pen that was handed to her by Lucy and puts that at the top of the board. All right, let's do this. So are we ready?
And then Friday is like, she can't rub her forehead with one hand because she's busy holding hands with Lucy and Matthias, but she's like, oh my god, we risked our lives walking through a fetid swamp for this.
Anxiously waiting. Yes, we're ready.
Okay, so this board, it's not anything that you're imagining. It has elven symbols that aren't just letters, but a lot of symbols that represent more complicated ideas or like partial sentences almost. They fit a lot into very small symbols across this board.
So Elven is like kanji, is what you're saying.
Yes. And what I need each of you to do as you divine your energy towards this process, I need each of you to roll a d100 twice.
Okay.
I got a 57 and a 61.
A 3,
Wow.
a 3, and a 74.
Okay. 2, 61, and 3. Okay. Okay. Your hands go on this planchette. Things move around. And the sentence that you get is, whoever it is you're contacting says that their profession or their passion in life was a singer, performer at pubs, etc. The way that they died was eating alchemist's fire. And then lastly, the part that you are all waiting for, ostensibly, what their name was.
Cotton Eye
And-
Joe.
No!
And their name was Luke Valentine. So the first person that you make contact with was the singer performer who died from eating alchemist's fire named Luke Valentine. And Tree Sap looks up at you all and she looks like kind of... both of you roll an insight, actually.
That's a 20 for me, a dirty 20.
14.
Okay. Yeah, Matthias, you can tell that she is surprised that anything is happening right now. Friday, you can tell that she cannot fucking believe that anything happened at all right now.
Yep.
Okay, so do we want to speak to Luke Valentine and ask him more questions? And
I just kind of look at Lucy like, well?
she looks kind of apologetic. That's really cool that we make contact with somebody, but no, I don't know who that is. That's not even somebody that my husband knew. I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, well, I guess we'll just, Luke can fuck off. Okay, all right. She bats everybody's hands away from the planchette, shakes her hands out. Okay, all right, yeah, let's, okay, so let's try again, yeah? All right, okay. So, let's try this again. Let's try to get in contact with the owner of this pen. Spirits, let us talk to this guy. She puts her hands back on the planchette, tries to get all of you to also do the same thing.
Sure.
She's really devoting her energy to this now. And you kind of feel more movement on this planchette, but you don't feel like anybody is moving this across this board, as it is starting to spell out something a little bit more complicated than the just this is who I was and this is how I died thing. It's telling a little bit more of a story. But I do need like just a little bit of information from you, even though I have most of the story already. So I'm going to go off and on, starting with Bitsy and then Core. We're just going to go back and forth. So first, Bitsy, I need an adjective.
Mad Lib Seance. Awesome.
Shh, that's not
I know, I was just about to say, I'm like... Wet.
Core, adjective?
Bloody.
Okay. Bitsy, adverb?
Greasily.
Gross.
Core, adjective?
Smelly.
Smelly?
Smelly.
Smelly. Bitsy, noise. Or, sorry, noun.
Noun. Noun. Rock.
Okay. Verb.
Fly.
An exclamation.
Shit.
Adverb.
Loudly.
Verb.
Present or past tense?
Past tense.
Screamed.
Noun.
Pajamas.
All right. So you all have this very tense moment where the planchette is just flying across the board, and you don't get a name, but you get this very evocative story about the death of whoever it is that you're speaking to. And they say, it was a wet and bloody night. I greasily looked out of my window because I heard a smelly noise.
No.
When I looked, I saw a rock flying outside. It was getting closer and closer, so I said, shit! And loudly leapt from my bed. Not knowing what else to do, I screamed outside and said, begone, ye pajamas! But before I could see what they did, I slipped and fell in the mud, and got so wet from wet mud that I came down with a terrible illness and died. Lucy stands up and starts walking towards the door.
And Friday gets up and follows her.
And Tree Sap stands up and is like, we just talked to a ghost, you guys. What the fuck? And Sawslip is just kind of nervously looking at Lucy, who's walking away, and shaking her head. And when you go over to her Friday, she whispers to you, like, okay, I really appreciate that they're trying, but this is fucking ridiculous, and it's kind of making me angry.
Yeah, I know. Same. Look, we don't have much of a choice. We just have to wait out the storm, and then we'll go back, and I'll see if I can start doing things the traditional way. Try to find proof of your current husband's involvement in your erstwhile husband's death. No more talking to the dead. No more of that. Let's just go by the book, okay?
I really feel like what I'm looking for is here. It's just not in this room, if you know what I mean.
Look, I know, I get it, but this might be all that you get. I have a feeling that come the morning, when the storm is over, we're gonna get the bum's rush, and that'll be that.
Meanwhile, still at the table, Tree Sap is just marveling. She's looking at her hands like they're magic. And Smooth leans over to you, Matthias. Marmalade, you seem to know about this. Was that real, do you think?
Do you know of anyone who ever in the history of all time would have done any of those things?
It seemed a little bit like nonsense.
Yeah, little bit. Just a wee bit.
I feel like it's maybe lost in translation or a misinterpretation. I don't think that they're being... I don't feel like they're faking, you know? But that doesn't seem right.
Yes. Maybe we're on the ghost version of punked.
What's punked? They're gonna swing back over to Lucy and Friday, and Lucy's about to go for the door when you hear heavy footsteps coming up the stairs.
Is there any other door other than Tree Sap's?
You're basically like in this little circular room at the top of a miniature tower.
Okay, back into Tree Sap's room then.
And so these steps come up, and you hear this heavy breathing, and the door handle just starts jangling. And she has locked this door. She's bolted it from the inside, and so this person is just trying to get in and isn't able to, and then starts pounding at the door. I know you're all in there.
Does she have a window, or is it still another one of those arrow
It's a pretty
slits?
small, window. It is not a get-outable
Dang it.
window.
Dang it! I wanted to go out the window. Does she have a closet?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna gather up everybody that's not her and shove them all in the closet.
How
This is not a
big
big closet.
is this
You got
closet?
You got a couple of big boys.
Did she get the extended cab closet?
It's a walk-in closet. Come on, she's a teenager. She got a walk-in closet.
She's a cultist teenager. She does not have a walk-in closet.
Any other hiding spots? Anything at all?
Not really. You got that dresser, you got this little desk, you got the canopy bed, and you got a very
I feel
small
like
closet.
this whole time Matthias is just like watching her scramble around the room for hiding places. Like, look, we're exactly, he's just kind of like gesturing like Vanna White. Like, what location are you going to hide for grown adults?
And Friday's just like snarling at him, like.
Sawslip and Tree Sap are going to rush to the door, and like they kind of freak out as you and Lucy are like getting into the closet. Smooth seems really caught off guard and hunkers down behind the table, very cat-like, even though he is bigger than this table is. And Matthias sort of gesturing around like Vanna White.
Okay, a quick question: does she have like any nail polish or anything around?
Just one container of black nail polish.
Okay, awesome. Tree Sap, and I point at the polish. Permission to touch.
She just nods as she is going to unbolt the door.
Okay, and I'm just gonna sit down and start painting my nails.
Okay. So you start doing that. She opens the door, and there is Elder Elm. He has his hood down, so you can actually see his face now. And he has this long, grizzled beard, and you see on his face, around his eyes, almost sort of like raccoon eyes, but with gold paint around his eyes. And he is intense looking and seething. He looks past Tree Sap and Sawslip and looks at you, Matthias, and at Smooth, and says, "Your rooms weren't good enough for you."
Excuse me? And we were told we were allowed to stay for a sleepover.
I believe I said specifically that you were not to wander the grounds.
Didn't wander. Came up and were having a sleepover.
He looks very intensely at Tree Sap and Sawslip, and they both kind of just cower and put their hoods back up.
I mean, we haven't made the popcorn yet, if that's what you're mad about.
Both of you and Friday roll perceptions while this door is open, or while he is just sort of intensely looking at all of you.
26.
Dang.
14. I mean, I'm in the closet, so I'm not
Yeah.
surprised I'm not getting
So
a
it's
good
a little bit
perception.
muffled for you, but you still hear what Matthias hears acutely, which is the same pained howling coming from somewhere deep within this monastery, echoing against the stone walls.
Did you start the spooky movie without us? That's so rude.
He completely does not acknowledge the noise or what you're saying. Please, let me escort you back to your quarters.
I mean, I haven't finished my nails.
He stares at you very intensely and silently.
Come on, Smooth. It seems that the sleepover has ended early. No popcorn for us.
Yes, I would be happy to go back to my room and just go to sleep and wait out the storm. That's fine. That's fine with me. I'll move. He starts heading out the door.
Yeah, and I just go and link arms with him.
What are Friday and Lucy doing?
Okay, so, like, I heard that It was muffled, but I heard it, right? Okay. So I'm going to cast Primeval Awareness, which is a ranger spell, and I can expend 1 ranger spell slot to sense whether there are any aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead within 1 mile of me. So I want to see if any of those things apply to that terrible howl I just heard.
Okay. You go to cast that, and something feels real fucked up and wrong, and nothing happens.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Well, at least I didn't waste a spell slot, right?
Yeah. You feel nauseated in the middle of your brain when you try to do that, and nothing happens.
Cool. All right, so I'm going to wait until I hear the door close. And I'm going to wait until I hear the footsteps die away, so I will absolutely roll a perception check on that.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a 17, baby.
Okay. Yeah, so you pretty distinctly hear when they get to the bottom of this tower stairwell back to the hallway where all of your quarters were.
Okay, and then as soon as I feel like the coast is clear, I'm going to step out of the closet and grab, not tree sap, but, oh god.
Lucy?
No, not Lucy.
Sawslip.
Sawslip?
Sawslip, thank you. That name is just hard for me to fucking remember. God.
Slips your mind.
It's terrible. It's just a terrible name.
Wow, rude.
So I'm gonna grab Sawslip by the elbow and pull him close and be like,
Why can't I cast spells?
I don't know. I've never tried to. I don't know. He looks panicked and Tree Sap's like, wait, you seriously don't know? There's a ward around here. Nobody can.
Great.
Did you not know that? Sawslip just looks super embarrassed and is shaking his head.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a thing. Like, the reason that our place is like this and not, like, still made of gold and beautiful and stuff is because somebody destroyed our land with really bad magic. So, like, we're just protecting ourselves. It's not anything sinister.
okay, so you said there wasn't much gold in this room, but there is still some.
There's the liquid gold and, like, gold powder trying to kind of paint these bricks gold.
Okay, I'm gonna inspect that closer and, like, rub a thumb over it and see what it feels like and get all up in it.
Yeah, you get all up in it. It looks like it's been there for a while, and it's just curdling with whatever is oozing from these bricks. The bricks in here look almost like they've been recently scrubbed compared to everything outside, but they're very porous and oozing this blackness that is mixing in with the gold that has been painted over them.
So I figure, like, I rub my thumb against it and I get, like, gold and ooze.
Yeah, the gold that is there is kind of slipping off because of the ooze coming out of the pores of these bricks. And Tree Sap's just kind of watching you do that. Yeah, that's what we're dealing with.
So what is this gold stuff? Is it gold, or is it a spell?
I mean, yeah, it's gold. Like, that was what we used to communicate with the source of life.
You use gold to communicate with the source of life. Am I getting that clear?
Yeah. It used to be, like, way less depressing here. It's kind of a bummer now, but it was, like, really pretty here before and stuff, and we were...
Wait a minute. Time out. How long have you been here?
I mean, I've only been here for, like, 20 years.
Wait, but how old are you?
I think 22.
Got it.
Okay. So can I roll an investigation check and see if I can get anything else other than this is just gold?
Yep.
Oh, baby, that's a 19.
It doesn't really make logical sense to you why gold would be or stay liquid like this. It is really unusual, but it is also, like, commingling with whatever ooze is coming out of these rocks. We're just trying to kind of make it feel like how it used to, as far as I understand. Like, we were all about, like, life and stuff before, and now it's more kind of about death just because everybody here died. Like, mostly everybody, you know.
Okay, so this is my internal monologue.
Hmm?
They're in the middle of this swamp that's been cursed by death. They're trying to keep that at bay with this gold dust. They can still contact the dead even though magic doesn't work. So, logically, that means that somebody around here can still do magic, and it's a really particularly nasty kind of magic.
Mm.
Am I even close to the right track?
These are all pretty cool thoughts. In the meantime, Matthias, you have been led back to your room and separated from Smooth.
No, I'm not going to separate from Smooth.
Okay. So you want to go into the same room with Smooth?
Yeah.
All right. So you're going to negotiate for being put into the same room together.
We're going to get to the first room, and I'm going to pull him in with me.
Okay. So you pull him in with you. Elder Elm scoffs indignantly. He says, "What do you think you're doing? You have your own quarters.
That's okay. We'll share.
If I can't trust you separately, how am I supposed to trust you together?"
I don't suppose it matters, does it? And I just pull him in and close the door.
Okay. And this time, something that you hear that you did not hear before is this door being bolted from the outside, and then the steps go away, and it's quiet in the hallway.
Smooth.
But yes.
How do you feel about being bolted into this room?
Well, it's weird. It seems like we made him mad, though, so I guess that's just him exerting his dominance of the place. You know, it's a thing that people do. It's probably nothing sinister at all. Nothing bad's gonna happen to us. I'm sure he's just acting out and trying to show that he owns the place.
Smooth.
Hmm?
Would you like to help me break down a door?
Oh, do you think he's gone? He's very intimidating. I think I've got a fair amount of size on him, but he's very intimidating. I don't know what that man could do.
Smooth.
Mm-hmm.
What's that on the end of your fingers?
This little chick. His claws little snicked. Yeah, I suppose I could do pretty good damage on this. It's just wood. We can get out of here. It might make a lot of noise, though.
It might. But I don't know about you. Something really, really bothers me about somebody locking me in a room.
It is bad, but also the
It
alternative.
makes me feel very destructive.
So is the alternative to go back outside, though? 'Cause it is quite wet and rainy and lightning-y out there.
All I know is that door was just locked.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a major problem with that. So I'm going to do something about that. If you would like to help me, I'd appreciate the assistance.
Okay. Should we try to do it quietly first before just shredding it to pieces, though?
Do you have any quiet ideas for breaking down a door?
I was hoping that you would, because most of what I could do is very noisy.
The quiet ones tend to involve keys. I don't have any keys for this door.
Okay.
I think we're going to be doing this the loud way.
All right. Okay.
I'll just let you know, I'm being very chill about this. I don't feel very chill about this.
No, it's not great to be locked inside, but also we are not outside, which I don't like being rained on, or the idea of being struck by lightning. It is quite,
That's certainly fair, but I believe there's some sort of middle ground between being locked in a room and being struck by lightning. And I think it involves breaking this door down.
Okay, yes. Oh, do you think they're going to do something bad to us, though?
I don't know, but I'm going to do something bad if we don't take down this door.
Okay. All right. You and Smooth simultaneously roll strength on this door.
Oh, that's not great. I don't have any. Well, that's a 15. That's not too bad.
That's not bad.
Okay. Smooth got a little 16. So, yeah. Describe to me the scene of what do you and Smooth do to this door together?
I think we line up about 5 or 6 steps away. You know, basically about as far as we can get a good running start from the door, look at each other, and then just kind of quarterback it.
Yeah. Okay. Do 1 and 2 and just
It's like a fucking Three Stooges episode.
Basically.
So yeah, you do that. You go both at the same time, our big boys, shouldered into this door, and it pops out of the frame so easily that you both go flying against the door, all the way against the other side of the hallway.
Oh no.
And like you hear this metal pop, when
And
you
that's
do
when,
that.
but like just as we hit the other side of the door, that's when Matthias goes, I bet it had hinges.
You hear this metal pop and then this clattering against the ground. And you're going to see that the thing that was actually holding the door closed is just this small golden rod. Like, it's only about 4 inches long. It's like just long enough to lay across hooks on the outside, the frame of the door and on the door itself. And there was this little golden rod that was slipped across that.
Okay. I'm gonna pocket that.
Okay. Yeah, so you grab that, you throw that in your pocket. Smooth looks at you and goes, that's not a standard lock. Ooh, either we're just very, very strong together, or that door was barely locked.
It's possible that wasn't necessary, but I was, it sort of was very necessary, actually. Thank you for your assistance, Smooth. I do appreciate it.
He straightens up, rolls his shoulder, and the door is just on the other side of the hallway now. It's just against the wall on the other side of the hallway. Like, he just flung it completely out.
I'm gonna take the door and like prop it back in the doorway.
Okay, meanwhile, Friday and Lucy, what are you doing?
Okay, so after my thoughts of somebody around here has to be able to do magic, I'm thinking it's time to be a sneaky sneak and start looking around for some proof of that.
Okay, so how are you going about that?
Lucy, go back to your room. Lock the door. Stay there. I'll be back. I'm gonna go
Okay,
take a look around.
be safe, please.
Of course.
Okay, I don't want anything to happen to you.
Well, the good news is something already has happened to me, and now I'm gonna make it unhappen.
Hell yeah, that sounds cool. I hope you do that.
Like I said, don't open the door for anybody unless it's me or Matthias or Smooth River, okay?
Okay,
Okay.
he'll do.
And she
Right.
says, who?
Oh yeah, do you say Matthias?
Shit. I guess not.
Okay.
I mean, no, you know what? Yes, I do.
Okay, yeah, so you say Matthias, she says at first okay, and then she's, wait, Matthias?
The drow, sorry.
A marmalade, okay.
That's the one.
Marmalade,
Marshmallow
Matthias.
marmalade.
Yeah, marshmallow, yeah, whatever.
Marshmallow, marmalade, Matthias, whatever.
She kind of just shrugs it off, and she's gonna go off to her room.
Okay, so, I still have all my gear with me, right?
Yeah, nothing was taken from you.
Okay, good. So, using my sneaky sneak rogue stuff, I'm gonna try to sneak back into the main chamber and see if there's a guard been posted.
Okay, so to get back down to the main chamber, you are going to pass through the hallway where Smooth and Matthias are standing there trying to put the door back in its frame.
Oh, did they lock you in after you didn't hide?
They did. Not a fan. Fix that situation.
Interesting. Look, something's weird here.
You don't say. Interesting.
I do say, as a matter of fact, and I'm gonna go get to the bottom of it. So if you want to follow me and help me out, fine. But if you still have a problem with me, then don't get in my way.
Would you like to try intimidation with me again, darling? That was lovely.
Can I?
Yeah.
Can I please?
Yeah, do it.
Okay. No, that was a 9. It's not good.
Come on, I bet you could do it without the voice crack this time.
Ah,
I'm gonna go check on Lucy really quick. She looked like she was upset about something, so I'm just gonna go see if she's okay.
Don't let them lock any doors on you.
Will do. He's just gonna shuffle down the hallway, leaving the two of you.
Would you like my help?
would you like mine?
I'm not looking for a pissing contest, dearie.
And I'm not looking for any trouble.
I believe, actually, in fact, you sort of are.
No.
And what is it that you're looking for?
A friend, maybe? Somebody I can trust?
That's fascinating. Looking for a friend that you could trust, and yet the first thing that you do is betray them. Interesting.
Oh my god. Look, I'm sorry. Okay? I'm sorry.
There you go. I knew you had it in you.
Oh, you're such an asshole.
And you, dear, spouted out something that I don't hand away to just anybody.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. Now, would you like my help?
Yes, please.
Do you think that you could keep the single piece of information that I've given to somebody, perhaps 3 times in my life, to yourself?
Yes.
Thank you. I'd like to help you then.
Okay. So, Tresap said that for the last 20 years or so, this ooze has been coming up through the stones of this monastery, and they've been covering it up with this gold powder. And she holds out her hand that she was rubbing the powder with to, like, show off the sticky, oozy, golden dust still left on our fingertips. And I can't cast spells.
Well, it's a little bit like Zellslip tried to tell us, isn't it? About everything going to shit and ruining the gold
Yeah.
and sinking in the mud.
But no magic?
And no magic.
So, how did our charming little teenage friend Tresap get in touch with, quote-unquote, the dead?
Maybe she got in touch with the dead.
Without magic.
I don't think that she's exactly getting in contact with the dead the way that they're presenting it. But that doesn't mean that there's not spirits contacting.
Yeah, I don't trust any of this, and I want to find out what the hell is going on.
I would like to find out what's going on too, if only because it's rainy and spooky and they locked me in.
Alright. So our interests align. Let's do this thing.
And just then, you were interrupted by the howling sound again. And from where you're both standing in this hallway, you can hear it coming from deep below.
And that would be the other reason, yes.
And that would be the other reason right there, yep.
Yes.
So, let's try to find a way down.
I think they have the way down. It's going to be the not being spotted or dealing with the fact that we are.
Well, the good news is, I have a few tricks up my sleeve in regard to that kind of thing, so if you can promise to be just as, circumspect as I am, we'll get there.
It's not a high bar. I believe I can accept it.
Alright, let's do it.
You both have been able to figure out that this noise is coming from somewhere below you. Moving along the walls, the darkest areas of this main room, when you get to it, you get to one of those hallways that was blocked off to you earlier. And that does have a gradual sort of grade down until it gets to a single door. Very heavy metal door, unlike the wooden doors from before, and this does have a legitimate lock on it.
I guess it's time to pick that lock.
So it's time to pick that lock. This is
Alright,
just
Pick that block.
So, is that a sleight of hand roll or a stealth roll?
I think it's sleight of hand usually. So you add a proficiency bonus to your ability check of sleight of hand to either disarm traps or open locks.
Okay, so it's a 6 + 1 then? Because my sleight of hand is a +6. So I'm actually getting a +7?
Yep.
Okay. So that would be a 14.
Okay. That was your proficiency. You have a proficiency of 1?
Yeah.
Okay. So that'll be good enough. This is not,
Actually, no, I take that back. I have a proficiency of 3.
I was
Okay,
about to
so
say.
actually-
It was like,
Yeah, it would be a 16.
okay, yeah. You're definitely more, adeptly unlock the door than you were when I thought you had less. Matthias is slightly more impressed with your work on this lock.
Thank you.
And it is going to take you to an extremely narrow staircase that goes straight down, bordered on either side by just more thick black stone walls. There is no gold paint here, though. It's all just...
That was going to be my next question. Thank you.
It is just oozing. It is oozing so much that as you start stepping down, I need dexterity checks from both of you.
That's a 9.
12.
Okay, you both are going to slip on the oozing stairs below you, and you are going to fall, which is going to make some noise, and is going to cause you each 2 damage as you fall and trip a couple of steps, hitting against the walls, and because you both do it at the same time, you both kind of like fuck each other up even more. So you got some skinned up knees. It's not great. You are covered in a bunch of the black ooze that is coming from the steps and the walls now. And you hear very intensely this howling becoming more persistent after this noise that you've made going down the stairs. And you have made it halfway down the stairs, and you can see at the bottom of the stairs there is very, very faint light of like maybe a single flickering candle at whatever room is at the bottom of these stairs, and you hear the howling is definitely coming from down there.
Didn't happen to bring any steaks or sausages. Or...
I have daggers. I kind of remember from the fight on the ship you didn't really have a weapon. Do you need one?
I did pick up a rapier. I'm good. Thank you.
Good. Okay. Because, no magic this time.
It would seem so.
Which means I also can't cure you.
It would seem so. And hopefully those little red potions still work.
Here's hoping.
Alright, we're gonna continue on.
Okay. So how do you approach the room at the bottom of the stairs where the howling is coming from?
I'm going to pull out my longbow
Mm-hmm.
and knock an arrow and just kind of hold it down. So that way if I slip again, I don't accidentally impale myself on an arrow.
Carefully. Going to approach
Carefully.
carefully.
Very carefully.
Okay. So you move down the stairs. You reach the bottom without consequence. And at the bottom there is a dirt and stone floor. This is a cramped little room down here. Again, with the stone walls, the oozing blackness. There is a single candle burning at the back end of this room. And against one wall, there is a single jail cell down here, and nothing else. On this prison cell, the door has, on either side, on the frame of it, these little hooks, and a single small gold bar lays across those hooks, and that is what is holding this jail cell closed. And inside the cell is the source of the howls. In the corner is a frail human man, cowering and trembling and moaning. And the moans sound quieter. He seems unaware of you and is just whimpering to himself.
What the hell?
I believe the gold actually is magic here.
What the fuck?
What do you want to guess? This would be the person responsible for the whole magic doesn't work and everything went to shit thing.
Oh my god. And Friday moves forward and is like crouching down to try to catch this person's eyes.
As soon as you move closer and you start speaking, he opens his eyes and looks over. And he is mostly without clothes, like he's just wearing bits of rags. And it looks just emaciated, feeble. And he opens his yellowed eyes and looks at you. and then scrambles across this dirty floor close to the bars but without touching them, and is just gasping, mouth opening and closing like a fish, like he's trying to speak but isn't sure what to say yet. He just looks at you in shock. Are you real?
Yeah, I'm pretty real. Are you real?
He touches himself and kind of looks at himself with these wide eyes. Do you think I ever speak to anybody again?
What's your name?
My name is Gimbal.
Gimbal, why are you in here?
No. I don't even know where to start. Are they still here? It's finally somebody other than the Ashenclad is here. Obviously, either they trust you since you're walking around freely, or are they gone? Have they abandoned this place and just left me here to rot?
And that's when Matthias pulls out his little golden rod that he pocketed. I wouldn't say they trust us.
They tried to imprison you too.
A little bit, yes.
Listen, I don't know what they've told you about me, but none of it is true. I was just a normal man. I'm a healing magic user primarily. I was using my magic to keep myself in good health for my remaining years, and yeah, I was using glamours to make myself look just a bit younger. I was vain, and I didn't want people to be put off by my haggardness, and well, I came here during a storm some years ago. I didn't know that they had magic wards here. When I crossed the threshold, to them, it appeared that I aged suddenly. I crumpled as soon as I crossed the door when they let me in here, and to them, I appeared to be some sort of evil thing. Because of their beliefs, they thought it meant something terrible about me. They didn't know I was just a vain man. I broke out in hives when they tried to perform a cleansing ritual on me. They adorned me in gold, and I have a condition where I'm deathly allergic to gold. Most metals actually bother me. It's a condition that several people in my family have. But to them, it seemed like I was the greatest evil they had ever seen, and they thought it was their duty to protect the world from me by locking me away. I'm just an old man.
One quick question. The Howling?
Wouldn't you scream? If you've been prisoner for years?
Can I roll an insight check?
Yep.
Never mind. Friday's been took. She believes him.
Matthias wants to a perception. I want to like really examine this dude and anything that's in the cell. The details of his cell.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that was a 9, so
Oh no, we both got took.
well, I mean, regardless of that, established, Matthias not a fan of locked doors. I'm letting him out.
There's not a lot
Yep.
in here, and there's nothing keeping this door shut except for that little rod.
Well, I'm gonna collect me up some more gold rods and open the door.
Okay.
Yep, and I'm gonna help.
All right.
I will say, still a little suspicious. Don't care, locked door. Not cool with that.
And Friday's like, I've seen what these guys are about, and this guy, I trust him.
All right. Do you say anything before you go and grab the thing, or?
I don't. I'm just unlocking the door.
Same.
Yeah, all right. You go and you take the little rod off the door and throw that on the ground, and
No, I'm keeping them.
oh, okay. Yeah. You put it in your pocket.
Yep.
And the door just kind of swings open, and he gathers himself and stands up with ease from the corner. As you watch, you can see the lines in his face filling in, and the yellow in his eyes subsiding, and you hear this cracking as he straightens his hunched back and stands with immaculate posture. And you hear steps on the stairs behind you, and you hear Lucy's voice behind you. Gimbal. Oh. She runs towards the cell as this man stands to his full height, and his emaciated body starts to fill in, and the wrinkles on his flesh start to stretch out and disappear as he becomes more solid and real.
Oh, shit.
He raises his eyes and looks up at the two of you and just whispers, "Thank you for believing me." You're gonna stop there.
Okay.
Okay.
That would be the old gimbal snort. Which I couldn't comment on because Matthias didn't know that.
Yeah.
I had totally forgotten about Gimbal Snort, so...
Who could forget about Gimbal Snort?
Cool.
Hell yeah.
Yay! Oh my gosh, we played again! Yay!
Play it again.
That was fun!
Hell yeah. Thank you guys. Let's do it again next week.